Hey lovelies, Esther here. I'm at the hospital. I'm on call. I've already had one kind of intense thing tonight. So it's time for a Nature Valley biscuit almond butter, right? No, I am not. This is not a sponsored video. These are my new go-to. They're not that good, but there's something about them not being that good that's very satisfying. Like, crunchy. Like I'm never going to binge on them, you know, because they're not that good, but they're sweet and they're creamy. They're like entirely adequate. So that's perfect. Perfect in a cookie. Thirsty. My go-to used to be Nutter Butters, but those are really binge worthy, and I would eat them, and so these are like not good Nutter Butters. Anyway, okay, let me have one more slug. That was kind of a noisy slug. Apologies. So I want to do, oh, a baby was just born. Nice. I want to do a deck dialogue tonight with a couple of very macabre decks. Okay, these are my quirky macabre decks. Not very macabre, but just kind of run-of-the-mill macabre. So Carnival at the end of the world. I'm doing these deck dialogues because I am prepping for the Mindful Tarot Drop 'em 78 challenge, which is a challenge to go through a single tarot deck. You've got to narrow it down to just one deck to bind them all. Beginning October 15th with the Ace of Pentacles, then we'll go through the Pentacles, and then the Wands, and then the Cups, and then the Swords, and then close out the year with the Majors, ending on December 31st with the World. So you're picking one deck to go steady with, right? What deck will that be? And the whole premise of this this challenge, the Drop 'em 78 challenge, the whole idea behind it is, you know, that you're diving deeply into, and slowly, right, card at a time, day at a time, into the idiom, the language, the mystery of a given deck. And that in return, that deck is helping you dive deeply, ever more deeply, into your own mystery, right? So that interrelationship between the deck and your life over the course of 2.5 months. Yeah, it's pretty fun. So which deck? Now, the Carnival at the End of the World is a deck that I've owned for a few years now, since it came out, in fact. And first of all, it's physically amazing. I love it. It's got that linen cardstock that is, you know, made by the Expert Playing Card Company in Taiwan. Great cardstock, the same cardstock that we see in I think the Lonely Dreamer Tarot, both editions, and in Zara Kitten Shop's Playful Heart Tarot, and in Pagan Otherworlds, right? So this really sort of deluxe linen cardstock that is my jam, as they say. But it's also just has this total quirky, creepy, weird, surreal, unsettling, funny, playful imagery, and it's very character driven. So each card is featuring like a character in this carnival at the end of the world, right? And the guidebook is super important. So I don't have the guidebook with me tonight, and specifically, I don't want to, with these deck dialogues, I just want to respond to the images kind of naively. If I use it in the Drop 'em 78 challenge, I will, of course, work with the guidebook too. But I want to see where this deck takes me. And in these dueling deck dialogues I've been doing these past few days, I'm pairing decks against each other. And actually tonight I have 3 decks. 2, as you'll see in a second, are quite related to each other. So, okay, let's have at it. Okay, Carnival at the End of the World. What do you have to show me? What do you want to teach me? Where do you want to lead me? This deck is so beautiful to shuffle. I love the backs. I love the smell. But I've never worked with it. I don't think I've ever even done a full, you know, card by card walkthrough. So I really don't know it. And it's time for me to get to know it. But is now the time? Is the Drop 'em 78 challenge the time to get to know it? So, Carnival at the end of the world. Yeah. My phone's ringing back. Oh, yeah. This job. I've been thinking about the way different uses of tarot. I'll do a video about this at some time in the near future. But you know, I've been wearing my Charmcast tarot, and I've been thinking of my draw every morning of these little charms, which I fit. They're magnetic, and I fit them into the backing as a talismanic use of tarot, right? So tarot as talisman. So this morning I picked the Three of Swords. I'm like, oh, that's my talisman for the day. But what does it mean for the cards or the archetypes of the tarot? Not to be predictive, you know, it's not divinatory, not to be about mindfully plumbing the depths of this moment, but instead as a kind of as a talisman, as a protective archetype, the same way I wear this which you can't really, it's so worn down, but it's an image of Prajnaparamita, of the mother of all Buddhas, of the perfection of wisdom, like Sophia in Buddhism, the archetype of wisdom. And, you know, to wear the tarot, to have a card be protective in that way, or centering in that way. So when I was like, the Three of Swords, how's that going to be centering? Oh, right, because I've got a 24-hour shift at the hospital. Yeah, so that sense of heartbreak. Yeah, that is, we're diving deep now, you know? We're diving deep now. Okay, but coming back to my deck dialogue with the fabulous Kahn and Selesnick, Carnival at the End of the World, right? A deck that I admire, but I actually don't know, you know, even though I've owned it for a few years now. What do you have to show me? What do you want to teach me? Where do you want to lead me? Oh, wow. Madame Lulu. With all of her bats and her, what is that? Is that a, I don't even know what that sort of dog face, I'm not even sure what that is. The bag over her head and what this means. But, you know, keeper of the dark mysteries, I think you want to take me into this deck, you know, with its cast of characters. And I don't know, because I don't have the guidebook, I don't know who Madame Lulu, what they say about Madame Lulu. But I think she has wonders to show us, but wonders that are lurking in the shadows, right? And how do we spread ourselves open to the shadows? And allow the bats to fly, the bats to drop, allow those hanging shadowy creatures to find shelter in our midst, and then to free themselves, freeing us in the process. Okay, so are you, with your sense of humor and your quirky, macabre vision, if I'm understanding you right, are you saying you're gonna help me explore some shadows here? Oh, King of Swords. You know, I got the King of Swords last night with my, oh, but my God, this King of Swords holding the rose Yeah, so you are really wanting to take me to the most pointy, sharp place of mind, of wisdom, really. Yeah. And holding that delicate, delicate flower, can I learn to sharply enter what the mind can know, including its shadow? Can I learn to sharply enter that, but not sever the rose? Delicately hold the rose. I love this King of Swords. I mean, this is just amazing. Standing on the cloud. Is that right? Like the height of my sharpness, right? Is that what you're about? This is a very smart deck, right? This is a very clever deck, a very sort of postmodern deck. Are you going to take me to the height of my sharpness? Ooh, upside down. Page of Cups. Wow. Wow. That is an amazing image. Yeah, but upside down. I kind of blocked entry into, what is this Page of Cups? Like I don't know if those are crystals or if those are vegetable features, and I don't know why these cups are stacked on each other, or yeah. But how do I bison and a walrus and a bear in the imagery of these cups? Yeah. So releasing the blocks of my intuition, right? What it is to take me to the height of my sharpness might be to release what's blocked in my intuition, what's limiting my vision. Is that right? The Fool. Yeah, baby. Okay. This would be a fun ride. Yeah. There's gold in them there hills, Carnival at the end of the world. Okay. The other deck, and there are two decks here. One is Deviant Moon, okay? You can see what I'm going for, right? Shadowy, quirky, macabre, really distinctive art, So how does Patrick Valenza's vision, where does it take me? And between Carnival at the End of the World and Deviant Moon, which is the right fit for me, which is more resonant? And I'm eager to hear what you think. So, that's why I'm posing this question. It's for you to zip me a response below. Throw your sense. Give us your 2 cents. So, Deviant Moon. Okay. A deck that I also have really admired and not worked with at all. I don't think I've done a single real reading with this deck. Isn't that crazy? It's a deck I totally admire, but I really don't think I've read with it. I've played with it, I've flipped through it, but I haven't worked with it. I've edged it. And also I've had it maybe a little bit longer than I can't remember how long I've had it, but for a little while, a few years. Just sitting in its little pouch, hanging out. Okay, Deviant Moon. Where do you want to lead me? What do you want to show me? Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, so that was an upside down death. This pregnant death with its smooth, brilliant skin and its sort of scary horse, cow, monster skull, its headdress, its claws, crushing its child below, ships and smokestacks. Okay, death. So reversed. So didn't I get death reversed yesterday? Transformation everywhere, right? I got death reversed in my reading from the Raven's Prophecy, and some feedback that I got from a Mindful Tarot member saying, isn't this kind of like the end of the Raven's Prophecy, of the Raven Boy cycle, where it's like, the quest is fulfilled. Now what? What comes after we meet what we were meant to meet? Death is about what comes after. And are you sort of telling me, you want to take me to the next place, right? And it's blocked because I'm not letting go of, I'm not letting this moment move. I'm so ready for transformation. And you're saying, yep, we're gonna shake it up. You're gonna have to crush some skulls, but we're gonna shake it up. Is that what you're saying? You want to help me shake it up? You want to help me make transformation happen? Move past the ways that things are blocked for me right now? Oh, okay. So I think I might have the deck upside down. The Magician, though, man. I'm getting some powerful cards here. How do I pull it all together? How do I bring the powers into alignment? That you want to show me. You want to show me some powerful shit. I can tell that. How to be able to see. I'm noticing the roundness of the eye and the one hand that's holding the little pentacle, the little disc, the coin, as if. And this sense of, all of the elements. I have arms for them all. I have more limbs than I need, and yet things are not coordinating together. And who are these shadows? How do I bring what's in the shadow into the light? How do I bring all the pieces together? Are you going to show me how to bring things into the light, out of the shadows, into the light? Getting everything coordinating together. And there we've got so this Eight of Wands, which plays with, and again, it was upside down, which I think, I have the deck upside down perhaps. But we'll read the reversals kind of as blocks, as somewhat lightly, hold them with a grain of salt. But this Eight of Wands very much playing into the tradition that sees this as news arriving. But there is a sense of readiness, and something swiftly needs to be cut. There is information coming, there is news coming, there is a message coming, there is an appointment with fate or destiny or something coming. And getting ready for that scythe to cut things down. You're going to help me. I can feel how this deck wants to help me. I'm not sure I'm receiving the letter. Am I receiving your letter? Am I getting the message? Am I understanding? Okay. I think this is saying yes, a kind of joining of me with the deck, but it was reversed, like all these cards have been. So perhaps there's some complexity here and a need to surrender to this imagery. I need to surrender to the snake. What would it be like to spend 78 days with this deck? Is this the right marriage? Yeah, okay, so 5 of Wands. There's some conflict here. I'm not necessarily engaging, and yet the images are pulling me in directions that are important. And I'm really struck by the rose growing, that kind of quirky, macabre, deviant moon rose, you know, in the sense of strife and conflict, which these images deliberately provoke. The pointiness, the sharpness, the fierceness, and the humor of these images. This deck, after all, is really funny. And both these decks have a huge sense of humor. Something flourishes. Yeah. So I also had in mind to add a third voice to this dueling Trionfi de La Luna illustrated pips deck. A third voice I wanted to bring into the mix. The illustrated version of Patrick Valenza's Triomphe de la Luna. So it's a Marseille deck with Wade Smith pips. And just to see if it has something else to bring to the party, either something that speaks more vividly or resonantly than the Deviant Moon, or maybe in addition to the Deviant Moon, as a kind of sidekick deck. So, do you want to play with me? Triomphe de la Luna, illustrated. The Sun. The Sun card, man. I'll just reach right in. So yes, I think you do want to play with me, and it's not going to be smooth and easy. You're going to reach right in. You're going to see what you can pull out. You're gonna play with my unconscious. You're going to try to pull stuff out from the depths. And this was reversed because, you know, I'm not sure I like that. So is that you gonna pull things out from me? Do you wanna be alongside the Deviant Moon if I'm working with the Deviant Moon? Or do you want to have it all to yourself? Okay, I think you want it all to yourself. This Nine of Cups is fantastic. Okay. Hold it all. Your eye sees everything, and maybe next time don't drink all of the cups. Seriously though. Oops, I just dropped a card. I dropped the Queen of Cups. As I was saying, seriously though. Okay. Yeah, this is a very expressive deck. In some ways, more expressive for me, for my sensibility, than the Deviant Moon. I mean, just look at her. She's beautiful, and she has all of that kind of pointy Deviant Moon stuff going on. And the flowers look a little bit, little shop of horrors kind of flowers. But yeah, so what do you want to show me? Yeah, you want to show me how to hang out and linger. Yeah, how to let things grow, how to maybe let the images of my unconscious grow, how to let what's deviant and moonlit in me grow. Yeah, you want to help things come to light, and how to go back to a space of childhood with all of its frights and all of its joys, with its depth of intuition. Oh, the Six of Cups. Amazing. Okay, folks, what do you think? Carnival at the End of the World, Deviant Moon, Triomphe de la Luna illustrated. Any one of these? More than one of these? What would you do if you were me? Okay, folks. Thank you so much for joining me and for your patience as I kind of warble through things this evening here at the hospital. Thank you for your practice.